So we have learned about bones and armatures. We have also looked into IK and FK. But honestly, those videos were pretty boring. And they were important too, but they were pretty boring. Well, that was because we didn't really do any practical. But I promise this video will not be boring because we are going to do a practical today. So let's go. By practical, I mean that we will create a very simple character and we'll dig it with our mighty knowledge. The mighty knowledge that we gather from the Blender videos, the boring videos. If you have not watched them, please do because they are really important. Well, those videos are a little boring, but they are not hard to understand. I made them really simple, so I think you should watch them. I will give link to both of them in the description, so go check them out. But if you want to move forward with this one, then it's your choice. Now the real question is, what should we rig? We don't have any characters yet, we don't have any objects in our scene, we have nothing. In my case, I'm going to use a donut. And now you guys would probably be wondering that how could we rig a donut? A donut is a thing to eat. It's not something to rig. And even in Blender, it's just object. It's not a character. Why donut? Why not a character or something else? First of all, everybody has a donut. Everybody. Everybody starts with it. Everybody completes it. Hopefully. And the second thing is, a donut is much simpler to rig than a character. Well, it sounds pretty amazing, but trust me, it will be much easier to rig donut than a character. So let's start by downloading a donut. Now I will use an add-on called Blender Kit to download the donut. I will give link to this add-on in my description. You can get 10% discount. Now let's search donut and press enter. There we have a really good chocolatey donut made by MX. Let's download it. Well, we got a plate in bonus. Let's delete this plate. Okay, we have some icing and then some sprinkles on that icing. I don't want the sprinkles to go. So I will join the base of donut with the icing so that sprinkles remain. Okay, now we will add arms to our donut. So let's bring it up a little bit. A little more maybe. And then add a cylinder. Now after adding cylinder, scale it down and place it on the right side. You have to place it so that it looks like an arm. I will make it really thin because I want the donut to look cute. And scale it down and then place it. We will use a mirror modifier to mirror it on the other side. But first scale it and place it correctly. You can make it thicker or thinner, depends on you. Add a mirror modifier and then choose donut as our object. You will see that it is not correct because we have to apply rotation. So after applying rotation, it should be correct. Now go into edit mode, select the cylinder and duplicate it. Place it on the bottom so that they look like legs. To make shins, just duplicate the legs cylinder and then place it at the shin position. That's it. We have kind of a character now. Make the arms smaller and duplicate the arms so that we can make forearms. Duplicate the cylinder again and scale it down by a lot because we are going to make hands with it. Place it on the position so that they look like hands. It does not really matter that how big they are or small because we are not achieving hyperrealism here. We just have to have a basic structure, that's it. Make the feet with the cube just like I am doing. Because we used mirror modifier, everything should have been copied to the other side also. Now it's time to apply mirror modifier. I actually forgot to show here, but before applying mirror modifier, you have to go to edit mode, select everything, then press P and then choose by loose parts. It will make all the loose parts their own objects. Now you can apply mirror modifier to all of them. Easiest way to apply mirror modifier to everything is to select everything, then go to F3 menu and then select convert to mesh. It will apply every modifier to every object selected. Now it's time to rename the objects. For example, if I'm renaming a foot, then I will name it foot.r if the foot is right. And I will rename it foot.l if the foot is the left one. Same goes for arm, forearm, hand, leg, and then shin. Now the part you were waiting for. Let's add an armature. You will see that we will get a single bone. Scale it down, place it in the middle of donut, directly in the middle of donut. Now if we go into pose mode and rotate the bone, you will see nothing happens because the donut has not been parented to the bone. To do that, we will select the donut first, then armature, go to pose mode, select our bone and then press Ctrl P. Now select bone as parent. Now when you rotate the bone, donut will rotate with it. Now select the top vertex loop of our arm and bring 3D cursor to it. Go to edit mode, press shift A to add a bone. Select the tail of bone and bring it down to the bottom of cylinder of our arm. Try to align it perfectly, but it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. Extrude another bone for forearm and a little bone for hand. Now it's time to complete the left leg. Add a bone, place the tail on the knee joint, then extrude it and place it to the bottom. Now, just like the hands, extrude a little bone for our feet also. Sorry, the donut's feet. It sounds pretty weird that a donut has feet. Now it is time to rename the bones. We will use the same technique. We will name the leg bone to leg.l. We will name the shin bone to shin.l. We will name the foot bone to foot.l. And same goes with the arm, forearm, and hand bone. This type of naming scheme, the .l method, is really important because it lets the blender know that this is the left side of our armature. We can use this data to create the structure for right side. We don't have to do the double work. Here is how we do it. Select by pressing Ctrl A, then choose armature from the top menu and choose symmetrize. It will automatically copy the data from left side to the right side. Or you can say that it will create the bones on the right side. Now let's parent the leg and arm objects to armature bones so that character can actually move. To do that, you just select the left leg object, then go to the pose mode of our armature, then select the left leg bone, press Ctrl P and choose the bone as parent. Now be in pose mode and try to move that bone. If everything was right, the leg object should move. Now do this for the shin, foot, arm, forearm and hand also. This time you have to do it to the other side also. There is no shortcut to that, but we have to do it. Here is a time lapse of me doing it. Now after doing all that, select both the arm bones and both the leg bones in edit mode and then choose the body bone, press Ctrl P and choose keep offset. Do not choose connected, otherwise this will happen. This will make sure that our arms and our legs do not detach from the body. Now when you try to move the body, it should move everything with it. Okay, so that's great. If we move body, body moves. If we move arm, arm moves. If we move the another arm moves. Same with the legs. But if you try to grab body, something seems wrong. Well, because this rig is FK, not IK. So the feet do not remain at the same position when we move the body. I mean, when we bring the body down, something like this, the feet should not go down. It should bend the knees. And same goes with the hand bone. When we try to move the hand bone, it doesn't really move, only rotates. So when we move the hand bone, it should bend the arm rather than just rotating itself. How do we do it? First, let's start with the legs. Go to edit mode of our armature, select the foot bone, select the other foot bone, press Alt P and clear parent. We have made them separate now. Go to pose mode again. Now select the shin bone, go to this panel, add bone constraints, select inverse kinematics, choose the target to be our armature. Now when you try to move the foot bone, nothing still happens because we need to select the foot bone. Select the foot bone. Select the foot bone. Now try to move the foot bone. Well, everything rotates because the chain is too high. This means infinite chain length. I hope you remember the lesson from last video. Now when you try to move the foot bone, knee bends, not the full donut. Some people can face this problem that when you try to move the foot bone, the knee bends in other direction or it just does not bend. It keeps the leg straight. Sometimes that happens. If the leg is straight, you have to go into edit mode. Select this head and tail. Select that one also to maintain the symmetry. Move this to a little in front in the direction that knee should bend and place it. Now when you try to move the foot, it should work correctly. Still continue, then the problem could be something else. You have to find it, or just comment me, or maybe email me. I can try to fix it for you. Let's talk about the second problem now. It could be that when you try to move the foot bone, the knee could bend backwards. It's not happening here, but it could happen in your case, or something like this. How do you solve this? Well, just don't. Don't yet. We will learn about pull targets a little later in the video, but for now, just keep it like this. Don't worry about it. We will solve it. Let's first work on the arms. Select the arms, select the arm bone, go to edit mode, select the other one also, press Alt P and choose Alt P, sorry, and choose clear parent. Now they should be separate. Should be separate. Now go to pose mode, select the bone, the forearm bone, select the forearm bone, go to add bone constraints, choose inverse kinematics, choose the target to be our armature, choose the bone to be hand bone, hand bone, hand bone, come on, hand bone, and make the chain length to 2 again. Try to move the hand, it should work correctly. There you go. Perfect. We are facing the same problem that it is bending in the other direction, but don't worry, we will solve it later. Do the same for this one also. I'm not going to apply time lapse here because it's just 2 seconds of work. You guys have to be patient. Hope that reels have not destroyed your retention time. Is it called retention time? I forgot what it was. Born to be. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it on the wrong. Destroying your retention time. You probably would be screaming right now or skipping the video. Come on. Okay, make the chain to 2. Now let's move the hand. There you go. Okay, the leg is remaining. I will skip this one, don't worry. You don't have to skip the video, otherwise my views will go down. Maybe I will not. Shit, I'm doing it on the wrong bone again. Inverse kinematics, armature, bone to be foot bone, chain to be 2. Then move the foot bone to see if the knee is bending. Okay, the knee is bending. Now the best part. Try to move the body bone. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so now let's fix our main problem. Joints bending backwards or any other way. How do we fix it? Well, we have something called pole. If we select this bone on which we have applied constraint, you will see that we have option in our constraint called pole target. So let's first select our armature. Now select this bone. Or first of all, go to edit mode. Select this tail or head of this bone. Select this also. Go into the top view. Extrude them in y direction, just about that much. Then select them. Press Alt P to clear parent and then move them backwards. Now let's go to pose mode again. Now select this bone on which constraint was applied. Select the bone under pole target to be this one. Now when you try to move it, if you try to move it, you will see that we face a problem that the bone does not bend. Well, it is a classic problem. You just go into edit mode. Now select this tail or head, whatever you want to call it. Select this one also and just add a little bend in them, just a little bit. Now go to pose mode again. Try to move it again. Oh, it moves. But still, it does not move in the correct direction. Well, that is because bones have something called axis. If we go to this tab, data tab of armature, now go to viewport display and you will see that there is an option called axis. Click it. Now you can see axis of different bones. This one is good, but the axis of this bone is not good because z direction is pointing towards the pole. Z direction should be pointing upwards and X direction should be pointing to the pole. So to fix that, go into edit mode. Oh, it's fixed already. This one is wrong. Select this bone, press N and delete the roll. I mean make it 0, not delete. Now fix it by rolling so that Z direction points upward and X direction point towards the pole.
make it -45 so that it's a round figure. Fix this if needed. I think I already fixed it. Go into pose mode again. Try to move the bone. Oh yes, it's good now. If you move this pole bone, the elbow will move it. Basically, it will follow it so that you can have different positions for single arm. Now let's do it for the other arm also, and it is much easier to do on the other arm because we have already done it on this arm. If I move it, you can see that elbow bends upward. I hope we have selected the pole bone. Yes, we have. Now let's go to edit mode, select everything, go to armature and then choose symmetrize. It will automatically do it. Z direction is pointing upward and it is not really possible to point X direction towards the pole bone. So we point -X direction towards pole bone. Now if you try to move it, it works. It bent towards the pole bone. You can check it by changing the position of pole bone. Thank you everybody for watching the video. Well, here's a little thing that we're gonna do before ending the video. Just make the roll to 0 of pole bones. Then symmetrize the armature. This one should have 0 too now. Basically, I want the Z direction to point upwards. That's it. I hope you learned something from the video and liked it. Well, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. Bye for now.